So yesterday we have seen swings and we have seen event handling in swings. Okay, so how to create a frame, how to add different components like text field, label, button into that frame, that we have seen. And after that, yesterday we have seen very important concept of event handling. So what was event handling? That change in a state of a object. So suppose your object is button, initially its state is unclicked, and when we click that button, we press that button, its state becomes clicked. Okay, so that is a change in a state. So what to do, what should happen when you click the button? That code is nothing but the event handler. Okay, who takes that responsibility? What should happen when the button is clicked or when something happens on your form? That is nothing but the event handler. And there are 3 steps of event handling. That is what we have seen yesterday. The first step is that you have to implement the interface called as action listener. Okay, the first step is that you have to implement the interface, event listener interface. In case of button click, the interface is action listener. So this is our first step, implement action listener. Implements is a keyword, we are going to use it for implementing the interface. Okay, when you say implements, it means that whatever are the abstract methods in this particular interface, this class is taking the responsibility to implement those abstract methods, to provide the code to the abstract methods which are present in this particular interface. Okay, now in our case we are going to create one login frame. Okay, so we will write down a class login frame extends jframe, because we want that this particular swing, jframe swing, to be extended, and we want to handle the events also, so we need to implement the action listener. Okay, check out the important imports. The first import required for swing is the import java x dot swing dot star. Okay, then if you are using action listener, then another import is required, that is nothing but import java dot awt dot event dot action listener. As we need to handle the event of button click, we will require the action event class, and that class is present in the java.awt.event.action event. So that also we need to import, and we will need import java.awt.star as well. Okay, now check out in this particular exam what I am going to do. I am going to create a simple login page, and whatever data I'm going to use it. Okay, whatever data I'm going to enter, that data I'm going to store into the database. So this particular application is a Java application which is GUI based application. Okay, GUI based application, window based application. I'm going to take the data into the form, and that data I'm going to into the database, MySQL database. Okay, so in our previous lab session we have seen a program where you are going to take the data using the console, like enter your choice, enter the name of the employee, enter the age of the employee, and so on. And that console data we have sent to the database. Okay, in today's program we are going to create a frame, we are going to create a form, we are going to accept the data, and that data we are going to send to the database. Okay, so in our previous lab session already we have seen the connectivity code, the same code we are going to use over here. Okay, now this is the simple frame what we have created. The first is we have into the constructor of this login frame, we have set the title, we have set the size, we have set the layout to null. Then I have added the label. I think before starting this, I'll show you how the output of this program is. Okay, so you will come to know what elements we have used. Okay, so I'll run the program. Run as a Java application. Is it visible? Yeah. Is the form visible?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay, form is not visible. I'll share it again. Okay, is it visible now? The form, login form is
Yes,
visible?
ma'am.
Yeah. So check it out. What I have used? I have used 3 fields. Okay, user ID, username, and password. And I have used a button called as register button. Now check out. To create this particular form, I have to first create this frame. Okay, I have to first create this frame, and the inside the frame, I have to add 3 labels. First label is user ID, second label is username, third label is password, and I have to add 3 text fields. Okay, this is the text field in which I'm going to enter user ID. Second text field I'm going to enter username, and third text field I'm going to enter the password. And I have to take one button and give the name register. Okay, so this form I have to create. What I want now, I have to enter the data. Okay, I will enter some user ID, say 999. I will enter the username, say PQRS, any name, and I'll enter the password, say ABCD. Okay, now whenever I click this register button, what should happen? Whenever I will click this register button, the data what I have entered, 999, PQRS, and password, this data should be redirected to the database which I have created in MySQL. Okay, this is what we have to do. Okay, so we have to create a frame. We have to add these 7 components, 3 labels, 3 text field, and 1 button. So we have to add these 7 components, and then on the click of this button, I want to send the data which I have entered here into the database which I have created in my SQL. Okay, so you got the problem statement. We will move to the code now. Yeah, so now check out. So first of all, we have to create a frame. So I will say class login frame extends jframe. I will take 3 text fields. Okay, say T1, T2, and TID. I will take the label, say L1, L2, L3. You can take 3 labels over here. Now check out. We have set the frame, set title, size,
Ma'am,
and
screen is not visible.
screen is not visible. Is it visible now? The Eclipse code?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have taken a class login frame which extends jframe. Okay, and then we have done the normal things like setting title, size, and layout to null. And check out, I have taken the label, say this is label u for uid, j label uid. I have set the bounds, and I have set the text of that label to user id. Okay, and I have added this user id label to the current frame, this dot add UID. So that label will be added to your current frame. Similarly, I have taken the text field TID. I have set its name user ID. I have set it bounds, and I have added it to the current frame. Similarly, I have taken the second label for the username and second text field for the username. Then I have taken the third label for the password over here, and check out the third field I have taken as a password field. Okay, third field I have taken as a password field because I want that content should be hidden. Okay, and then I have added it to the current frame. And lastly, I have taken one button, j button b1 is equal to new j button, and I have given the caption register. Okay, I have set the bounds and I have added that button also. And this was the simple, the contents what I have taken. Uh, Here I have taken one more label. Okay, that label is, I have not set any text to that label. Okay, check out. I have just taken the label L3 is equal to new J label, and I have set the bounds and I have added it to the frame. Okay, this dot add. Right now I have not set any text to this L3 label. We are going to set it after we click the register button. Okay, now all the contents I have added to the frame. Now what is the next job? Next job is, when I enter all the contents and when I click register button, what should happen? Okay, I want all the data which I have collected in the form should be sent to the database which I have created in MySQL. Okay, so how to do it? It can be done with the help of the event handling mechanism. Okay, in the event handling mechanism, what we are going to do? So the first thing for event handling is that you have to write down here implements action listener. You have to implement this action listener interface. Action listener interface is used when you click a button or when you select a menu item. So in these two types of event, action listener interface needs to be implemented. So what, this is our first change. I will add this implements action listener to our class. So check out now, login frame extends JFrame and it implements action listener. Okay, now what is the meaning of implements? That in this action listener class there is one method called as action performed. So login frame now takes the responsibility to provide the body to that method action performed. Okay, so event handling is a 3-step process. The first step is you have to implement the interface. So see, we have implemented the interface. Now when you implement this interface, you have to import it java.awt.event.action-listener. Okay, this you need to import. Okay, the second step is that you have to register this interface to the button. Okay, because we want to listen to the events which are occurring on the button, so we need to register it. And for registration, add action listener is the method. So check out, this is our second step. Immediately after creating the button, you say b1 dot add action listener. B1 is our button object, so b1 dot add action listener, and you have to pass this. This is nothing but the current component. Okay, the current instance of the frame. So we have to pass this login ka button. Okay, that's why this is the current instance that we need to pass. So b1 dot add action listener, this. So our first step was implement the action listener, this one. Second step is register the action listener. So we have registered the add action listener. With the help of add action listener method, we have registered this action listener to the button. So what will happen, whatever are the events which occur on button b1, all will be listened by the action listener, and it will take the proper handler. It will invoke the proper handler. Okay, so 2 steps are clear. Now what is the third step? Third step is our event handler callback method. So in this action listener interface, we have only one method, and that method is public void action performed. That method is public void action performed. This is the only method which is present in the action listener. Now what you have to do, this method is invoked when you click the button. Okay, this method will be invoked when you click the button. This method takes one object, and that is nothing but the action event object. That is nothing but the action event object. Here action event is a class. Okay, action event is a class. This, for this particular class, you have to import java.awt.event.action event. Okay, now this action event object, okay, this action event object, it contains the information about on which source the event has taken place. So in our case, our source is button b1. Okay, and it also gets the information which type of event has occurred. So we want to go for the on click event. So this particular action event E, this object contains the information that b1 is a source and click event has occurred on b1. Okay, so now what to do? when the click event has occurred on B1, that logic we have to write down in this method. Okay, what to do when the click event has occurred on the button, that logic we need to write down into this method. So check out what logic we are going to write it down. The whole logic what we have seen in our previous lab, connectivity of a Java application to your MySQL database. Okay, the code is same. Here in this case I have just used one query, that is the insert users. You can use, you can retrieve the data from the database the way we have retrieved it, and you can compare the data, you can check whether the passwords are matching or not, you can display the contents. Okay, so this is a sample program I am telling you for putting the data, for inserting the data into the database through the GUI application. Okay, so we have to write down the whole code in the action performed method. Okay, so this code is already known to you. I'll just take a quick recap of this code. What we are going to do, we have to set the driver name. Okay, in case of MySQL it is JDBC MySQL localhost. Okay, one second. Hello. So we need a driver. So in case of SQL, it is JDBC MySQL localhost port number 3306, and right now my database schema name is employee. Okay, and inside that I have created a database called as users. Okay, this is the schema employee, and inside schema employee I have created the users database. Okay, now the username is root, password is whatever you have set. I have created a connection object con. Inside the try catch we have to write down connection is equal to driver manager dot get connection, pass all these three URL, username and password. If your connection is proper, it will get connected. You have to print one message connected. Okay, else it will catch the exception, it will throw the exception, it will got catch in the catch block. Okay, now you have to write down this the SQL query insert into users. So users is my table, okay, which is present in the employee database. Okay, so insert into users. This user table has three column, three attribute. First is ID, second is username, and third is password. Okay, that is what we have taken on the login page as well. So right, query will be insert into users, ID users, username, password, values, three question marks we have to put. The first question mark corresponds to the value which you have entered through user ID text box. Second question mark corresponds to the username which you have entered through the username text box, and third question mark corresponds to the password which you have entered through the password text box. Okay, so these values we are going to insert into the database. So we are going to call a prepared statement. Statement is equal to con dot prepared statement. We will pass the query. Okay, SQL query whatever we have written right now, and statement dot set string. Okay, the first column what we will get, first column is nothing but our first question mark, and we are going to get tid dot get text. Now check out what is tid. Tid is our first text box which corresponds to the user ID. Check out over here, tid is our first text box, text field whose name is user ID. Okay, so whatever we are going to enter in this tid, that will be inserted as an first record, okay, for the id, okay, into the database. Now t1 is our second text box. In the second text box we are going to write down the username. Check it out, t1. So t1 is our second text box, okay, which in that text box we are going to enter the username. T1 is equal to new jtext field, and t1 dot set name was username. So t1 is our second text box, text field, in which we are going to enter the username. So that username will be set as an second column. Second column corresponds to second question mark corresponds to username. Okay, and next t2. T2 dot get text. So whatever text we have entered into the T2, that we are going to get. So T2 corresponds to our text box where we are going to enter the password. Okay, so that text we will get, and it will be set as a third parameter, third, which corresponds to the third question mark, which corresponds to the password. So using this query, what will happen? Whatever values we have entered into the user ID, username, and password, these values will be inserted to the database called as users, which is available in the employee schema. Okay, so we have inserted it. After you insert, compulsory you have to call statement dot execute update. Until and unless you call execute update, your data will not be inserted to the database. Okay, and I have taken it into some counter into the row inserted, and if row inserted is greater than 0, I have set checkout. This is very, very important. Checkout. If row inserted is greater than 0, means if my execute update is executed successfully, it means that my data is inserted successfully into the table. Then I want to give a message to the user that a new user was inserted successfully. Okay, so if your row inserted is greater than 0, what you are going to do? L3 dot set text. Check out what is this L3. L3 is a label which we have taken into the frame. Okay, and we have not set any value to the L3. We have just taken a blank label L3, we have set it bounds, and we have added it to the frame. Okay, so what we are going to do? We are going to set L3 dot set text. We are going to call L3 dot set text. A new user was inserted successfully. So if your insertion is successful, just give a message to the user that new user is added successfully. Okay, so that is a simple program where I have taken the contents from the text box and I have added it to the database in MySQL. Okay, so this is how you have to write down your action performed method. This is how you have to write down your action perform method. And lastly, in the main, you just have to create a login frame. So login lf is equal to new login frame. So the whole code of creating the frame we have written into the constructor. So that will be invoked, and automatically when you click that register button, as button is registered with add action listener, whenever the click event occur, that event will be listened by the action listener, and then it will call automatically the action perform method with the action event object, and the action perform method has the whole code for connectivity with the database and inserting the contents into the database. So that was our lab session. This lab session is very, very important from the point of view of your second project. Okay, second mini project. This type of project you have to do. Okay, you have to create a form and using the swing, and you have to get the contents on that form, and you have to insert all the contents into the database. You can see, you can get the update the database also. We have seen in the last session how to update the database, how to delete the database. All these operations like creation, updation, deletion of records, you have to do it from the window now, from the GUI based application now. In the last session, lab session, we have seen how to carry out all these operations of creation, updation, deletion of records using the console. So console based application with all these, you know, create, add, delete, update, display. All these operations we have seen using console based application. This is the swing or GUI based application what I have explained you today. So this you have to do a similar kind of project. Okay, interface you have to create with the help of swing, and database you have to connect. It can be MySQL or Oracle. So this is about the lab session. uh, uh, Now I'll go with the queries if any. I think Rohan wants to ask something. Yes, Rohan. Hello. Anybody? Any doubt? Rohan? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then anybody, any doubt? This type of assignment you have to do.
No, ma'am.
So run as a Java application. We have already executed it, but I have not, I think, clicked the button. Yeah. So this is the all the labels, all the text fields, and one button. And L3 is here now. Okay. Below register, L3 is there. But as I have not set any text into the L3 initially, it will not be visible. Okay. Now check it out. I will insert some data, say 878 user ID. Username is say Raghav, and use password is say 12345, whatever. Okay, and now I'm going to click this register button. When you click this register button, action perform method will be invoked. Okay, I repeat, when you click this register button, action perform method will be invoked. That method contains the logic for connecting to the MySQL database. Okay, now what will happen? 878 Raghav and password. These three values will be inserted into the database called users, which is in the employee database, okay, of MySQL. Let us click this, say register, and it will insert all the elements into the database. And now check out. This is my L3 label. My database insertion is successful. So it will give me the message that a new user was inserted successfully. Okay, so this is your L3 label content. So this is how the program works.